So there is an overwhelming need for prostate health, and as we've heard from our dear friend, if you don't take care of it, there's an issue. There's always an issue if we don't take care of it. So how do we do that? What are we doing? And if you have any questions, throw them at me, but there is a Q&A at the end of time. Okay, right, this is important. The managing of cellular regrowth. There is a very delicate balance between cell growth and cell destruction in the body. And that's what apoptosis is, and cell death. And this is meiosis, mitosis, cell regeneration. And this balance in the prostate, because remember, all of our cells are constantly growing at different rates. We know this. Your whole cellular structure is replaced every 7 years. I don't know if you know that in your body. Just it gets weaker and weaker, and the coating gets a bit shot, so they get gray and you get a bit wrinkled, but it's actually replacing every 7 years. So any disruption to this mechanism, this cellular balance of growth and regrowth, is actually leads us into a destructive state, or an abnormal growth that can lead to a destructive state. So those states will be changed by the endocrine environment, which could be easily hormonal as well as others, growth factors, intracellular proteins, pharmacological agents, and that could be including drugs, illicit and legal. Well, let's just leave that alone. Pharmacological agents, microelements, in particular the role of chronic prostatitis. Prostatitis is a big problem in males, and that's what our main issue is prostatitis, prostate infection, in the development of a BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia. Thanks. So, who does it affect, really? Let's be honest. I mean, which part of the scale does it affect? So, although the benign prostatic hyperplasia really causes symptoms before the age of 40, so that everybody is over 50, I gather, right? So, this is all of us in the room. 50% of us between the age of 50 and 60 are going to have an issue, and 90% of people over the age of 80. 90%. And that's insane. Click the button again. But this, I'm sure you didn't know, that chronic prostatitis is also during puberty visible. It can be as young as puberty. It presents, of course, as a voiding disorder. I can't urinate properly, and of course that has a great impact on the life and the psychology of the young man, obviously. And they have a severe, not only voiding but urinating issues, and then it becomes a whole pelvic floor issue. You know, pelvic floor holds your whole abdomen together, and all of these things actually go back to the psychology of the male. And I don't want to ask this, but I'm going to. How many of us have a psychological issue about our sex life? You understand? I mean, most of us, if we're going to be honest, am I performing well enough? These things are, and it's very closely tied to our character, our confidence, our masculinity. Do you understand? It actually almost defines it, if you look at it deeply enough. Right. So next one. So when we consider the prostate, I put these pictures up because this is the prostate over here. It's really enlarged, but I want you to see the vascularity of the organ, how much veins and nerves are actually attached to it. It's extremely important. So why considering the prostate as being so vital is that a lack of use, and I'm going to use this repeatedly, or exercise leads to damage. So a lack of use of the prostate. How do you use the prostate? Wow. They're not by dumb. You can come sit in the front of the class. You're ahead of the game. Okay. Sporting activities. Now, of course, vigorous sport, we'll come to that, is better. Riding a bicycle can be detrimental. The constant hitting of that prostate can actually cause trouble. I don't know if you know that. Sexual activity decline. If your prostate is not working, your sexual activity goes for a bit of ball and chalk. You understand. And that, of course, hits our masculine confidence, and it raises our confidence. Watch how men, big company men, a bit confident shy when you get to a place like this. Have you noticed any wavering at all or not? Well, you're different to most. Well done. And then, of course, ultimately disease that leads to death, because it does.